Hi everyone, welcome to Take 10. Um, Today's guest on Take 10 is Oscar Hepworth from KeyNest. Quickly, a little bit about Take 10. It's a short podcast designed to give a snapshot of the person behind the official profile. The purpose being to act as an icebreaker to encourage communication and hopefully business. So, if I may, Oscar, I'll hand over to you for your introductions, and then before we go on to the icebreaker questions,
Sounds
over
good.
to you.
Firstly, thank you, Richard, for having me on. Nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Oscar Hepworth. I work at KeyNest. To give you a little bit of background about myself, I've been at KeyNest for almost 6 years now. When I first joined my first internship when I was 18, it's about 5 or 6 years ago. And then did another internship at KeyNest in our New York launch, and then came back after university full time. So all I really know is KeyNest. So I've been in the industry for 4 or 5 or 6 years now. Yeah, that's me really.
Interesting, Oscar. Well, you've certainly made a big impact in the sector, I'll say that. So, all credit to you for that. Person and company. But we'll come on to the company afterwards. But thank you for that introduction. So yeah, let's get into some of these questions and answers. Um, Living in the city or the country, what do you prefer?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to go city. One, because that's all I've ever really known. I'm a London boy through and through. Although that being said, my parents recently moved to the countryside. Well, I say recently, 3 or 4 years ago. And I was so, come on, guys, what are you doing? London's the best place on earth, best city on earth. But now every time I go and visit them on the weekend or whenever it is, and they're living their countryside life, I think, okay, yeah, fair enough. I can see some advantages going on a nice long dog walk to a pub, whatever it is. But at the moment, I'm still very much city life through and through.
I totally understand that. And I think it does then with age, the attraction of moving out of a city and what have you does become an attraction. Similarly, we moved from Manchester to North Wales, and it's not something that there are certain things in a city that when you're younger that you enjoy so much. So yeah, city and what have you. I don't have a football question for you, and I think that might be by design because I think you're supporting the wrong team. I mean, you're supporting the wrong team. You're an Arsenal fan, aren't you?
Oh, not quite. I'm a Spurs fan, so it's an unbelievably tricky time for us at the moment. I wish I was an Arsenal fan at the moment. Yeah, I'd rather not talk about football.
Exactly. Well, we've just suffered a massive defeat, of course. But yeah, okay. In that case, let's talk football. If you're a Tottenham fan, no, let's not. Let's not. Getting up early or staying up late? What do you?
Recently, I've been neither. Early night and get up late. I go through stages, to be honest. I might watch some kind of 5 a.m. club, wake up early and your life's amazing kind of video, and I think, yeah, that's great. And then I'll do that for like a couple of months, and then all of a sudden I hit snooze on the alarm. It's 8 o'clock. So it varies. I go through stages really.
So there are there are podcasts or whatever out there. 5 a.m. club, blimey.
It's a thing. It's a thing. 5 a.m. club. Start your day before the rest of the world does. Give you 2 hours advantage, which of course, kind of makes sense. But also, you're just going to be more tired for the rest of the day, aren't you? Really? So.
You are. But I do understand that, and you can be quite productive when you feel that you've got a lead on the world.
Exactly.
Then you do quite a lot in those early hours. I've done that occasionally, but generally speaking, I guess I work late at night. Reading, fiction or non-fiction?
I am an absolute sucker for anything kind of alien zombie related. Anything that's kind of informative, I absolutely switch off. But I do read a lot. Pretty much every day really is how I go to sleep. But it has to be some kind of action, adventure. If there's zombies or aliens involved, sci-fi, I'm all for it. But as soon as I try anything that's not that, I do tend to switch off, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't the case. I'd be more informed of the world.
That's brilliant. Sci-fi. Does that include those Japanese cartoons or whatever? Is that does that no? That's
Anime kind of stuff. Not
sorry.
really. Anime, is that the word for it?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Yeah.
Not really. For me, it's more your classic humans are getting invaded. We need to protect the world kind of stuff. I'm all over that. One day, I think I'll write my own one. That's the goal. But at the moment,
Well, I don't know if Doctor Who comes in that category, but I made a
I probably
comparison
will.
with a company that whose vans I was seeing all over London, and it was like Doctor Who and the Daleks, where every street you went in there was another of their vans. It was kind of frightening. So I'm not sure that it's a bit too frightening for me, that one. I'm not sure it's sci-fi.
As long as the humans win at the end of it, then I don't mind it.
Shopping online or offline, shopping or in store.
I don't really do much shopping, but probably if it's clothes or shoes or something, I'd go in person. Just because the faff of trying to return things, like it always annoys me, or I get something wrong because I'm not used to it. So I'd probably go in person for that one.
Yeah, I know what you mean with the returning of things, and then sometimes you have to pay for the return and stuff.
Exactly.
This is a bit of a tough one, I think. Staples or paper clips?
I'm going to go paper clips. Not that I use them too often nowadays. Normally online, isn't it? But if I had to choose, then I'd go paper clips.
Yeah, me too. Sadly, because I've had too many staples in my cheeks. I'm listening to somebody and I go chudunk, or somewhere or other, like
Yeah,
out of just not concentrating on what I'm doing. So yeah, too many staple injuries.
You're well known at the local hospital. Oh, it's Richard again. He stapled himself again.
Yeah. Not you again, Mr. Mayersky. Final one, putting glasses in the cupboard. Right way up or upside down?
That's a good question. I'm normally right way up. My thought process, and I have absolutely no idea if this is true or not, is that if there's any kind of water molecules still in it from the washing up, then it can kind of evaporate off. But again, I've
Logic there.
no
There
scientific
is
evidence for that.
Yeah, there is a logic. I mean, yeah, I do it the other way around. But
It does look better.
yeah, yeah, probably. Yeah, and doesn't get the dust and what have you. But yeah, yeah.
True.
We run an Airbnb, and sometimes so I leave the glasses upside down, and I'm not happy at all if I come back and they're the other way around.
Will you go in and
You get
change
really
them back?
Yeah, you get really pedantic. So
Fair enough.
yeah. No, well, thank you for that, Oscar. Thank you for enduring that grilling. And if you'd like to tell the viewers a little bit about KeyNest, please.
Absolutely. So KeyNest, we have a few different products. Our primary product is our KeyNest Points Network, which is a global network of 7,000 KeyNest points, which are these partner locations where we partner with a local business, whether that's a convenience store, a cafe, a hotel, where we'll install our key box, and then anyone can drop off and then give remote access to their keys, so for someone else to collect. So in the service department world, that tends to be leaving the keys for guests or cleaners so they can remotely check in. And the idea being that it's all completely tracked. So you can see when the key was collected, when it was dropped back. So you have that complete kind of peace of mind that the check-in has happened. And there's no, the guest going to the key box and can't collect the key because the key's not there, that kind of thing. And then, of course, you've got all the kind of automations that go along with that as you kind of scale your company. Our second product, which we launched, I think about two years ago now, which is conveniently on the wall behind me, fake wall behind me, is our KeyNest Locker, which was designed for kind of blocks of serviced apartments or apart hotels, where we'll install this locker in the lobby or the communal area, or just outside the communal area. It works very similarly to kind of parcel delivery locker, if you've ever used one of those, where you just type in your 6-digit code. It's very easy to use. Your key pops out. Again, you get the kind of email tracking that your keys have been collected, and then the guests can go and enjoy their stay. So yeah, we've been keeping busy the last year or two, rolling these out across the world. And yeah, that's KeyNest really in a nutshell.
Which are your main markets, would you say? So UK?
UK is definitely still our bread and butter. We launched here 7 or 8 years ago, so it's definitely still our largest market. Although France is quickly catching up. Every month they're getting closer and closer because their Airbnb and service accommodation is a very big thing there, especially in Paris. Other than that, North America, like I said, Spain, Australia has been growing a lot for us recently. We launched there a couple of years ago. Yeah, Germany, Italy, Spain are our biggest markets, really.
No, I guess wherever there's accommodation that doesn't have a reception desk,
Exactly.
then it fits the model exactly, doesn't it? And not just then for convenient for guests arriving, but then also perhaps housekeeping and just the general maintenance of the
Exactly.
and it's certainly going to make great impact wherever you go. There are operators using KeyNest. So yeah, fantastic. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for that, Oscar. Thanks for the questions and answers and for the for further information. It's been a real pleasure having you on Take 10. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope that those icebreakers will oil a bit of communication going forward. But thank you very much for coming on today, and we'll see you shortly.
Absolutely. Thank you, Richard. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.